You know, there's this invisible force that shapes every single one of your interactions, a force most of us don't even realize is there. We're talking about self-confidence and how it doesn't just change you, it fundamentally changes how the entire world reacts to you.
Look, this goes way deeper than just feeling good on the inside. This is about projecting a kind of power that completely alters how people see you and treat you, tilting every situation in your favor before you've even said a single word. So you might be wondering, right? How on earth can a feeling, something happening inside your own head, create such a powerful force out in the real world? Well, the answer is buried deep in our biology, and it's way more primal than you think.
It all starts with what we could call the silent language, the way your body is communicating long before your mouth ever opens.
I want you to really think about this for a second. This is prehistoric stuff. Humans evolved to size each other up in a heartbeat to detect who's in charge, who's a threat, who's valuable. You are broadcasting your internal state 24/7, and whether they know it or not, everyone around you is picking up that signal.
And you know what's crazy? The signals are so simple. On one side, you've got insecurity. It's broadcast by a body that's trying to shrink to take up less space. But on the other side, confidence is shown through a posture that's open, relaxed, and present. Our brains decode this difference instantly.
And here it is. This is the absolute key. That signal of just being relaxed and present sends a very clear, very primal message. I'm capable. I can handle myself. And believe me, that single message changes everything about how people are going to approach you.
Okay, so that's the theory, but how does this actually play out day to day? Let's look at how the world literally adjusts itself based on the signals you send out.
Let's use a super simple scenario, say a coffee shop. If you walk up to the counter projecting insecurity, you're a bit hesitant, maybe your voice is quiet, you're not really making eye contact, you just don't register as a priority. The reaction you get is often dismissive. And here's the thing, it's not usually personal. It's just that your presence didn't command any attention.
Now let's flip that switch. Same you, same coffee shop, but this time your approach is calm and grounded. You make steady eye contact, your voice is clear. The reaction? It's completely different. You get attention, respect, politeness. Absolutely nothing changed except for the signal you sent out.
Look, this isn't some kind of magic trick. It's actually a known psychological principle. People subconsciously mirror the energy you project. When you carry yourself like you matter, like you have self-respect, their brains instinctively just follow your lead.
And this all plugs right into our brain's social hierarchy radar. It's this deep biological instinct that's always running in the background, constantly scanning and ranking everyone we meet. And you know what the #1 signal it uses is? It's confidence. It decides in a split second if you're someone to listen to or someone to ignore.
All right, a coffee shop is one thing, but what happens when the pressure is really on? This is where confidence stops being just a social skill and becomes a real, honest-to-God strategic advantage. This is about winning fights before they even begin.
You know, in any real conflict, there's the fight, and then there's the fight before the fight. It's a psychological battle, and it's often decided long before anyone throws a punch. It can be won with presence alone. The stare down before a fight is the perfect example of this. It's confidence made totally visible. You can see it. The fighter who's doubting themselves starts to show these tiny little cracks, an extra blink, a nervous swallow, a glance away. That tiny break is everything. The confident fighter just stays composed, projecting total certainty, and can mentally crush their opponent right then and there.
And this same exact principle works everywhere, not just in a boxing ring. Your calm confidence becomes this shield. It completely neutralizes people who rely on intimidation. Manipulators, bullies, they feed on your reaction. When you give them nothing, when your calmness just meets their aggression, their whole game just falls apart. Your stability becomes their defeat.
So, what's the biggest takeaway here? Real, unshakable confidence isn't about being the loudest person in the room. Not at all. It's about being the most composed. It's having emotional neutrality when the pressure is on. That lack of a reaction is terrifying to people who expect to get a rise out of you because it makes you seem completely solid, completely untestable.
And all of this brings us to the ultimate superpower that confidence gives you. It's the ability to control the emotional context, the entire vibe of any interaction you're in.
In psychology, they call this the frame. Think of it like the emotional weather of a conversation. And here's the rule.
The person who is the most emotionally stable, the most calm, is the one who controls that frame, period. If you're nervous and they're calm, you're playing in their world. But if you're the one who is calm and grounded, they are forced to enter yours.
And that right there is why truly confident people just feel like leaders. They're not bossing anyone around or forcing anything. People are just naturally, subconsciously drawn to their stability. We willingly fall into the frame that's set by the most centered person in the room.
Okay, and this next part might be a little tough to swallow, but it's so true. Confidence. It can open doors that pure skill alone never will. But why? It's because we are all wired to trust certainty more than we trust raw capability. The person who truly believes in themselves often gets the job, the deal, or the respect over someone who might even be more skilled but is full of doubt.
So at the end of the day, what you feel on the inside doesn't just stay there, it radiates out from you. Your internal state literally sets the tone for everyone around you. Insecurity is contagious, but guess what? So is rock-solid confidence.
So let's just nail this down. What is real confidence? It's not loud and arrogant. It's quiet. It's not aggressive. It's calm. It's that composure you hold on to when things get tough. It's about being so grounded in yourself that you're not trying to fit into the world. You're making the world adjust to you.
And that's really the final thought here. When you build that real internal confidence, you stop hoping for respect and you just start getting it. It happens naturally. Your presence becomes your influence. Your calmness becomes your strength. And that, right there, is how your confidence can shake the entire room without you ever having to say a word.